Welcome to the Unblock Your Business podcast. I'm Abby Rogers, success coach, business coach and hypnotherapist, and I help high achievers and business leaders master their subconscious habits for success, income goals and, above all, happiness. But success isn't just about mindset or strategy. It's about combining both and sealing the deal with a big dose of subconscious alignment, because our subconscious holds the true key to unlocking our potential. Let's dive in and look at how you can show up bigger, better and more uniquely aligned in life and business today. Hi there, welcome back to Unblock Your Business, and today we're on episode 45. We're looking at 3 ways that you could be sabotaging your success. So today I want to talk to you about 3 ways that you could be sabotaging your success in business without even really realizing it's happening. It's very subtle, very difficult to put your finger on at times why you're not moving forwards, and I think you'll find these 3 things really interesting and insightful, and I think you may well identify with them. So let's jump in there and have a look. Now, there are many things that we do as entrepreneurs and business owners to get in our own way, but these are 3 things that I tend to come across as a mindset coach and business coach, not only with my clients and people in networking and groups, but also just observing how people behave and how that tends to affect their outcomes in business. So from observing people who have taken big leaps in their businesses and become really successful as well. These are the things that people who do reach their big goals and go out there and really achieve those dreams and beyond. They're things that these guys are acutely aware of, and they're always watching out for and actively working on to make sure that they don't hold themselves back. And that is how they get to stratospheric success. And I say actively work on because it usually does take work. Unless you're born with rhinoceros hide for skin, or you've escaped the years and years of conditioning that most of us have had throughout our lives, you're going to have to watch out for these subconscious responses. They are protection mechanisms, and you're going to have to call yourself out when you notice them happening, because they will be happening. I pretty much guarantee it. And yes, they are protection mechanisms. I use that phrase because they are behaviours and responses and ways of acting that are designed basically to keep you safe. And I say safe, but I mean safe in the way your subconscious views safety, which isn't necessarily actually that safe at all. Safe isn't really what you want, because your subconscious brain does a very bad job of understanding what safe really is. In your subconscious mind's eye, it thinks that safe equals same. It kind of gets that one letter muddled up, safe and same. So to your subconscious brain, living the same day over and over again, doing Groundhog Day, doing the same things and never getting anywhere is safe. It feels comfortable, it feels familiar. But if we think about it, that's often not actually really that safe at all, is it? If we kept doing the same things day in, day out, we'd probably never get anywhere, but also it's probably quite risky doing that. There are things that could threaten that daily existence that we don't tend to think about a lot of the time. We need to be able to adapt and change and to be able to do new things to protect ourselves. It's important that we can do that and step outside of that safety zone. So it's pretty faulty, really, this safety system of ours, this comfort blanket, doing the same day in, day out. At best, it keeps us small and it keeps us stuck. And at worst, it's actually pretty risky. So one thing's for sure, it's definitely never going to get us where we want to be in our lives and businesses. So 3 things that we need to look out for, these 3 big, dodgy, broken safety mechanisms that we all fall victim to. Look out for them. Have a listen now and see if these resonate with you. So the first one is the safety mechanism of telling yourself that you are not good enough. You might feel that you're not qualified enough. Maybe you compare yourself to others. Maybe you tell yourself you're not ready yet. Maybe you tell yourself that you're not worthy, that people like you don't deserve success like that, or that the people who are successful and that you aspire to must have some kind of magic secret or special sauce, or they've been really lucky and somehow you're not. Just check in and see if any of those thoughts feel familiar. Are they things that you've thought to yourself, if you're honest, deep down? So let's look at what is usually really going on here. So very often what we really fear is failure. It's everything going wrong and us ending up worse off than when we started. But almost worse than that, and what's really in the background of that fear of failure, is that we fear the embarrassment. We fear things going wrong and us ending up looking like a fool, having to admit we made a mistake, and maybe having to ask for help from our family and friends. That's one of the biggest fears of everything. It really lurks in the background of so many things that hold us back in life. Failure, embarrassment, they are terrifying to us. It's a hugely important thing to be seen as socially the same as everybody else and to be socially competent. So our brain concocts all this stuff to tell us that we are not ready to take that leap, because we know that we can't promise the outcome. We can't guarantee that on the other side of taking that leap, we're going to be okay and we're not going to look daft. We don't know that things will definitely work out if we take that leap, and nobody ever does, do they? There's no guarantee that any kind of risk is going to pay off. But you have to ask yourself, if I keep telling myself I'm not good enough and I'm not ready, will I ever take that leap? Or what will ever make me take that leap? Am I just going to sit here and put up with things being exactly the same as they are forevermore? Because, as we said, the thing is, we will never know the outcome is guaranteed. That's just impossible. We just can't predict the future. So we get lost in this perpetual loop of never feeling ready, never having enough security on the other side of that leap to ease that fear of potential embarrassment. So taking these big steps forward in life, the only way to do it is to have real courage and just commit to it and say, do you know what? I'm just going to step up to this and be brave and see what happens. And to realise that what we're telling ourselves, the worst case scenario stuff, probably isn't going to happen, and trusting ourselves to make it work for us. That kind of courage is not for everyone. And that's why very few people are hugely successful, because they are too afraid to take that risk. The egg on your face scenario is too much for them. They just can't go there and take that risk. They tell themselves that they will one day. I'll just put that off for now, but one day I'll get around to it and I'll do that thing. I'll start living my life the way I want to live. But really, they will stay stuck in the status quo and even keep putting up with massive discomfort in their lives rather than ever taking that leap because of that fear. So you have to say to yourself, do I want to wait until I feel ready, knowing that ready is probably never going to happen? Do I really need to be any more than I am right now to make a start? Or am I just going to have to trust that I am enough and I'm going to make that start and I'm going to make it work? And just leaning into that and trusting yourself to go for it and promising yourself that you're going to do everything you can to make this work is about as big a guarantee as you can ever get. And that is the only route to guaranteed success. There are no guarantees, as we know, but that is the most likely route to success. And that's where you have to get your mindset if you want to be one of those people who lives the dream life that they have in mind. Now, a second big saboteur is the way that we talk to ourselves. Just have a big think about all the things that you say to yourself every single day. Let me just run through a few examples here that quite often come up. So Things like I hear people say, I'm stressed, I'm under so much pressure, I'm not lucky, I hate going live, I'm not any good at technical stuff, I don't feel like I know what I'm doing, I'm just a mum, just in speech marks, I never earn very much through my business, I'm disorganised. Think about how all those statements reflect. They're all very negative in many ways, and they're all very much about just keeping ourselves in a little box, aren't they? The thing is that we believe everything we say to ourselves, everything we say out loud and everything we say in our heads, and all those messages that we keep telling ourselves build up and compound to give us a very negative or very fixed impression of our world and the possibilities for us. But when you think about those messages, most of them aren't true or fair or accurate, or maybe sometimes they are true, but sometimes they aren't. Maybe they're true on occasion, and on other occasions we're actually perfectly good at tech or very organised. Or sometimes there are other possibilities that we've not considered. And we never tell ourselves those positive sides of things. So if you're constantly reinforcing to your brain that you are disorganised, or that you're just a mum who doesn't earn very much, you just put yourself in that pigeonhole, or you don't know what you're doing, what do you think that is doing to your confidence and to your ability to make decisions outside of those parameters? What do you think that's doing to your ability to get organised and become an organised person, or to your ability to believe that you can earn more money? If we believe that our situation is set in stone and that these things we tell ourselves are the absolute truth, then we will never ever try to approach things any differently. So what if you started telling yourself instead that you can be organised, for example? What might start to happen differently then? So just listen to yourself and those messages that you are constantly reinforcing. Think about what would be helpful for you to hear instead. What is it you need to believe to make a difference to you? It's all just simple input and output. We program our reality minute by minute and second by second. So just start telling yourself what you do want to see rather than what you don't want to see in your world. Just from a personal viewpoint, the minute I started to take myself seriously as an entrepreneur rather than just calling myself a therapist, everything changed. I just started to show up in my business in such a different way, so much more effective. So I'd love you to get in touch today and tell me what changes you're going to make to start supporting your journey and to start supporting yourself with those subconscious messages. I would love to know. Drop me an email and let me know. So my third and maybe one of the most important success saboteurs for today is the way that you treat yourself and your business. So by this, I mean things like not investing in yourself, not investing in your business, not investing in your goals, aspirations, and your future. And I mean investing time, money, whatever you might need to invest to really start making a difference. Now, yes, committing and investing can be scary. We are so good at telling ourselves how it's all going to go wrong and it'll be a waste of time or a waste of money. We're better off just keeping on doing what we're doing, and we say, well, I'll get there eventually, I'll make it work, I'll figure it out. But if you're not investing in yourself, what's that saying about how much you value and trust yourself or your business? In terms of business, it's a message to your subconscious. It's saying, I don't back myself to make this worthwhile. I don't believe that I can make enough of a success of my business to make this money back. I don't trust myself to make this work when I put this investment in. Oh, well, that's a pretty powerful negative message, isn't it? I did this for a long, long time, by the way, so I totally get it. Now, on the other side, I practically fall over myself to invest with the right people because I know it makes such a big difference. And if you need some help deciding what you should be investing in, by the way, then check out my episode on It's called What to Consider Before You Invest, to help you decide what are the right things for you to invest in and what's best left untouched. Now, I do that. I invest nowadays very readily because I know that when I invest, I'm mentally moving my business up the league table. I'm subconsciously saying to myself, you're serious about this and you better step up now because you're playing with the bigger fish. You just invested in working with this person, so you're going to damn well make the most of it. It's a way of committing to growth and action, and that is so, so powerful. It's a real demonstration of trust in yourself to put your money where your mouth is, basically. And if we try and kind of while our way out of it by saying to ourselves, yeah, maybe I'll invest next time. Maybe now isn't the right time. I'll invest when I'm really ready, or I'm not sure I should commit my cash flow to that right now, just in case, because I can only just afford it. Then we're giving ourselves lots of excuses not to take action and not to move forward now. It's a bit like putting off the diet until Monday, and then until next Monday, and then until the new year. Like, we keep moving that goalpost. We'll never get there. I'm not saying, by the way, that we should invest if we really genuinely can't afford it and it feels like a really bad decision to get into debt. But that's a very personal decision based on, I think, the level of risk that you are willing to take, and again, how much you back yourself to make sure you make that money back. The only way to really start making progress, though, is to be decisive and to do things now when they feel like the opportunity is there. And as well as investing in your business, it's important, really important, to invest in yourself too. And it's not selfish, it's not arrogant. We often think it is, but actually it's just self-respect, and that is very, very different. When you show your self-respect, people start to respond and treat you very differently. When you invest in yourself and your happiness and your success and do those things that make you feel good, then you become more satisfied, more fulfilled, just a better version of yourself generally, and that radiates out. It's something that everybody else picks up on. And when you start giving off these vibes to everyone else that you are happy and secure and content and confident in yourself and your worth, then they're going to enjoy your company more, they're going to be happier in themselves too, and they may even be more attracted to working with you because they can just sense that you are grounded, you know where you are in the world. So give yourself what you need, whether that is time or something that's going to make life easier for you, or whether it's something like a course that you need to develop yourself or your business that you're considering investing in and you're just sitting on the fence about it. And if those things are going to help you get to where you really want to be and it's just fear that's holding you back, then totally go for it. Because all that time that you spend operating from a place of lack and negativity, it's just fueling that negative self-image and keeping you stuck exactly where you are. And you really don't want to be there forever. So be more L'Oreal, be more I'm worth it, and promise yourself that you're going to make it work. Not next year, not when you're ready, but now you're going to jump in there and make it work for you. Because as we know, there is no such thing as ready. Ready never happens. We've got to decide that now is the time to be ready. And there is nobody else who can make that happen but you. So thank you for listening today. It's been a pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed those 3 tips and I really hope they've been helpful. Do get in touch. Let me know on email whether anything there has resonated with you, whether that's inspired you to do something that you've been holding back on. And if you need some help in overcoming self-worth issues and imposter syndrome, then check out the show notes because I have a handy cheat sheet in there for you. 5 ways to smash imposter syndrome and feel more confident now, which is completely free and you can just dive in and download that and get some instant wins. So in the meantime, have a wonderful week. I will be back soon and take care. Thanks for listening. I really hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, it would be incredible if you could pop a review on iTunes, Google, Spotify, or your favourite podcast platform. And if you want to dive deeper, you can find me in my Facebook group Unblock Your Business or at www.unblockyourbusiness.com.